Okay, so coming to the introduction of weight system call, we'll discuss about the theory part. Then we'll do some programming. We use using weight system call. Okay, so this weight system call, you know that whenever we are using FORK system call, fork system call, so there is a parent process and there is a child process, right? There is a parent process and there is a child process. In the discussion also, I told you in some operating system, parent is running first, child is running in the second, right? Means after the parent. It may also possible that parent is executing, children is executed first, then the parent is executed. But in general view, it is parent followed by the child. Okay, we discuss this thing in the FORK system call. So you can say this is a supplementary kind of system call which is added. You can use in fork system call, so that you can decide whether parent need to execute fast or children need to be executed fast, or whether parent has to wait until unless children is successfully executed. So parent can wait by the help of this system call, right? So a call to wait blocks the calling process until one of its children processes exits or a signal is received, right? So by using wait, what you can do, parent will call the children process, okay, and children will wait, okay, sorry, parent will wait, parent, or if both even if both parent and child process are running parallelly, right, parent process has to wait until unless children has successfully completed its job, right? That is the main use of this wait system call. That's why it is saying a call to a wait blocks by the calling process. Who is calling? The calling process is calling, right, until one of its children process exits or a signal is received. If in case of failure, if you are unable to generate a child, okay, by the help of some system call, then also it will send one signal, right? That signal will indicate that children is not successfully created or children is having some issues, so that we can terminate, right? So after child process terminates, so as parent process and child process are running parallelly, right? So once the children process terminates, parent continue its execution after the wait system call. So parent has to wait until unless the children is completed. If it will know that children is successfully completed, okay, it's completed its job, then parent process can continue its work. That is the use of wait system call, right? So can you different now are you able to differentiate between the three system call, wait and fork and EXEC? But why you are using EXEC? Can anybody respond? Why you are using EXEC system call? Write in the chat box. To replace the current process, yes, because the parent process, okay, is not, there is no concept of parent and children process, okay. One process is replacing another process, right? But here we are not doing that. Here it is, you can say, extension of FORK, fork system call, right? So here what we are doing, parent has to wait until unless the children is successfully completed, okay. Okay, so we'll see more about this in the next slide onwards. Okay, come to the wait system call. Here the child process may terminate due to any of these reason, right? Any of this reason, the child process can terminate. Hassan, is it audible now? Hassan, is it audible now? Okay, thank you. So why the child process, now why or what, or in what way the children process will successfully completed, or the system process will or the child process will get some kind of error so that it will terminate. So these are the various processes in which you can say that a child process is terminating, right? It may happen that the child process is calling exit. You are using in C programming exit 0, exit 1, right? So if child process call exit, then it will terminate and it will return to the parent process, right? Otherwise, it returns a return type is return int. You know, int is a return type, right? And void is a non-return type. So as you have mentioned int, something should be returned to the main process, right? Third one, it receives a signal from the operating system or any other process. It may be a high priority process or it may be a low priority process whose default action is to terminate, right? Just like I am calling exec command, so I am replacing one process with another process, right? If I will get such signals, then I may terminate, right? As a child, process can terminate at that particular time, right? So this is the complete example. Now the idea will be clear. So see here, whenever you are calling fork system call, what you are doing, you are creating a child process. Okay, you are creating a child process. So there is a parent process and there is a child process, right? I can use exec. What exec will do? It will replace the child process by some other process. Suppose I want to replace the child process, then I can replace the child process by another process with the same process ID, right? But once the work is done, what you have to call? You have to call exit. Once you say exit, it will return to the main process, parent process, because both process, now it will not return to the parent process, but parent process and child process are running parallelly, right? So once the child process will completely completed, so by the help of this wait system call, you are able to know that child process will completed or not, right? So parent has to wait until unless the children process is completed. So once the children process is completed, then parent can continue its work. Okay, suppose parent is printing a particular statement and we are writing a wait system call. Okay, we are giving some wait system call, right? So the time the parent process will wait, by that period of time, child process will complete its work, right? So once child process will complete the work, one signal is passed from the child process to the parent process, so that the parent process can resume the work from that point onwards, right? You will see more details in the programming. Is this flowchart clear? This flowchart is clear? Don't be confused with these three system calls, right? So we are giving priority, right? Like parents is giving priority to children. So similar sense, we are giving priority to the children until unless children will not, until unless the children will complete, parent will wait. Once children is completed, so it will resume its work. But the main interesting thing you can see in this wait system call, one parent may have multiple children. One parent may have multiple children. Okay. So what will happen? In that case, what happen? One child may exit, another child may not exit, right? So these are the various conflicting scenarios. How you will resolve it, that is very much important, right? So whether the parent will wait for all the children or the parent will wait for one of the children, that we will discuss in the further slides. Okay, see here. If any process has more than one child process, right? So you know that in for case we are creating, if there are n number of fork statement you have written, so 2 to the power n minus 1 number of printf statement is coming. If your printf hello world is there, 2 to the power n minus 1 time you are creating the child process and 1 is the original process, right? So total number of statement is 2 to the power n, right? Okay. So if any process has more than one child process, then after calling this wait, parent process has to be in wait state if no child terminates. If you are calling 3, okay, you are calling 3 children process until unless 3 children out of these 3 children process, if no one is completing as a parent process, you have to wait until unless one of the children is completed. That's why it is saying if only one child process is completed out of a set of children process, then wait returns a process ID of the terminated child process. So this wait system call will give the ID, process ID of one of the children process which is completed. Out of all children process, right? If one process is terminating with ID, let's say 1029, this 1029 will be written by wait system call, right? If more than one child process are terminated, it may happen that multiple child processes are executed, terminated at the same time, or they may be terminated at a different time. But if they are terminated at the same time, then wait reap any arbitrary child. So wait collect the information of any child. For example, 1029, 1030, 1031. So wait can return any ID, because as a parent you have to ensure that one of the children is successfully completed its execution and return the process ID of that process. Okay. So if no child process, if there is no child, it may happen that you have not at all used the for command. So there is no child process. So then the wait returns what? -1. If you remember in the previous case I told you in exec, okay, if some error is there, that will be returned to, suppose you are replacing one process with another process, second process is not successfully created. So what you will do? It will return some error. So by looking into the error, you can say that the children process is not successfully completed. But if the children is successfully completed in exec, then parent is no more, right? Because parent is now replaced with the children, right? So I hope the idea is clear now. So all of you please write this program, a small program, you please write, then we'll discuss. Is it completed? Is it completed? Yes. Okay, the output is correct, but try to understand the program. That is very much important. So see here, I am using a fork statement here, right? This fork statement will create the children process, and you know that children process ID is 0, right? Children process ID is 0, right? And parent process ID is a positive number, right? That is greater than 0, right? So obviously in general sense we can say that we will execute parent process first, right? Because parent process, let's say parent process ID is greater than 0, right? So when you call the parent process, the first statement is wait null. What is the meaning of this wait null? This wait null will block the parent. This is your parent part and this is your children part, right? So this parent part is now blocked. Blocked for what amount of time? Blocked for what amount of time? Until unless any of its children has finished or executed. Once its one children will be completed, then it will start executing its work, right? But it will wait until unless one children is successfully completed, right? Now this is your child process, right? The child process is successfully completed. How can you know that the child process is successfully completed? Can anybody answer? What is the meaning of exit 0? And how you can know that whether child is successfully completed or not? What is the meaning of exit 0? If I write exit 1, yes. If I write exit 1, what is the problem? Can I write exit 1 here? Or it will show some error? Yes, that is called as a unsuccessful termination, right? So we will wait. Can anybody say that suppose the children process is requiring, let's say 20-second time. So which command I can use here instead of wait null? I am repeating my question. Child process, let's say child process is taking, let's say 10 seconds. Children process is taking 10 seconds. So what statement I can write here instead of wait null? We have studied in C. Which statement I can replace here? Instead of writing wait null, no, 0 you cannot write, right? 0 is different thing. I'm saying which keyword you can, not keyword, you can say which statement you can write. Have you heard about sleep? Sleep, S-L-E-E-P? Sleep? No, okay. Okay, we'll do one program in sleep, okay? Sleep, okay? Okay, let us complete this program, then I'll come to you. Okay, so this statement will block the parent until unless the children is successfully completed. After that, I am displaying the parent ID. So get PID will give the parent ID, and I am printing the child ID, that is your CPID, right? Suppose I want to display the children ID here. Suppose I want to display the children process ID here. What should I write here? What should I write here? I am modifying the program. I am just writing here. I want to display the children ID, children process ID. So what should I write? Instead of showing the parent PID and child PID in the parent block, I want to display the children PID in the child block. So what should I write? Okay, Hemant answered that this statement will remove from here and I will paste here. Hemant, you run your program, you modify your program and see what is the problem. So all of you please do one thing, you copy this statement, let it be here, but you paste the statement here. See the output and paste your output in the chat box. Okay, Harshit, you have removed, that's why you are getting child PID is 0, parent PID is 10519. But if you will not remove, then you will get child ID in the parent process, but not in the child process. Means another printf statement will come here. No, Hemant, how you are getting this one? Parent ID 6239 and child ID 6240. You have executed the previous program. You compile it clearly. Once you compile, then you will get different output. So let me show you so that it is more clear. Yes, Ankit Reddy, your answer is correct. Child ID is PID is 0, parent PID is 3460, child ID PID is 3461. So let me show you so that it is more clear. So this is your program. See here, I have written the same program. CPID is here, wait null. Printf PID is here, I am writing get PID, and there is a printf statement, okay, which is displaying CPID. Just I have copied CPID here, right? So I am commenting the previous one, CPID, right? Let me run and show you the output. See here, I am getting child PID as 0, parent PID as 10763, child PID as 10764. Can anybody guess why we are getting child PID as 0 in the child block, but child PID 10764 or whatever you are getting 2262, 32, 3461, 6240 in your output screen? Why you are getting this? Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess why you are getting child PID as 0 in the child block, but child PID in the parent block you are getting a positive number? Mithilesh, why you are getting like this? Parent PID is 31, child PID is 32. Why child PID is not coming? Because you have written a printf statement. What is the reason? No, yes, process termination is there, Hemant. Process termination is there, no problem. But process is terminated here after printing the printf statement, right? Once you are printing the printf statement, you have no knowledge whether you will terminate in the next statement or not. Here we are writing the CPID. This CPID. This CPID value is 0 in the block, 0 in this block only. CPID, just like I told you, whenever you are going for fork, right, you are checking equal to 0. This fork command is same as your CPID. So the value is 0 only. But if you want to print the process ID, don't be confused. This is the 0th block, okay, where fork command, whenever you write, whenever child process you are executing, the value is 0. Whenever you are going for parent process, the value is non-zero, right? So if you want to get the PID of the children, what you have to write? Printf child PID is equal to get PID, like in parent case you have written. So all of you please write this statement and run it and see what is the output, and share your output in the chat box. Yes. No, Navnita, you have written parent PID. You write child PID. Okay, this is not parent PID. That is child PID. That is mistake in the printf statement. Yes. Harshit, if you want to print the process ID, I am telling you process ID, whether it is a child process or a parent process. Process ID, if you want to print, you have to write get PID, right? But you know that whenever you are writing for equal to 0, so you know in the child case, this for command will return you 0, but in the parent case it will return a positive value, means greater than 0, right? So in this block, that 0 is called a CPID. That block is called as a CPID, right? So that value is 0. CPID value is 0. But in the parent block, whenever you write CPID, it will return you the child ID. But there is no children ID here. children PID. It is not creating any kind of children, right? That's why the value is 0. Then if you see, the value PID is equal to 0 in this block. Yes, for case also it is 0, and CPID case also it is 0. No, the returned one is not that one. It is not returning anything. Just I want to say that for case it is 0 and CPID case is 0, because nowhere I have written CPID is equal to for. Okay. Okay. Now, so this is the statement whatever I told you earlier, that exit 0 usually indicate that all is well, right? Everything is fine. Program process terminate normally and successfully, right? And you can use this macro if you want, exit underscore success. But whenever you are writing exit 1, the next point onwards I will write exit 1. So exit 1 indicates that there is something problem, there is some problem, right? So here the program in process terminates normally. Program terminates normally. It is not terminating abnormally. It is terminating normally, but it is saying it is unsuccessfully terminated, as pointed by one of your friend, that is unsuccessfully terminated. So the macro we are using, that is called exit failure. Okay. So this is the output. Now come to this program. You try this program. So all of you please write this program. And can you guess this output? You type this program. Before you are getting the output in the terminal, try to guess the output. Guess the output. Then you check what is the output. But first you guess. First you are getting Mithilesh, hello from child. Okay. Then by, okay. Child has terminated. No. You check your output. Is it your, don't sir your program output. You guess the output first. By looking into this program, you guess the output. Then you do the output check in the terminal. Okay. No, your guess is not correct. Okay, Ankit Reddy, is you are guessing this thing, or you are writing? You are checking in the output and then sharing your output. No, Hemant. First, please check carefully. You are missing one statement. Hemant, you check something. You are missing one logic. You are missing. Otherwise, you are close to answer. Answer also said by Ankit. Hari, are you there? Hari? Hari, are you there? B. Hari, are you there? Dibya? Dibya, are you there? So what is the output, Dibya? What is the output? Only 3-4 people are responding. Okay. You check the output. Before checking the output, you can guess your answer. Hemant, still you are missing one statement. Hemant, you check. Still you are missing one statement. Okay, see here. What the first fork system call will do? It will create a child process, right? So let us assume that parent is first. Okay, it may happen that children is first, then parent. So let us go to the general view. General view says that parent is first, children is second. So what you will do? First statement it will come, that is hello from parent, right? First statement it will execute, that is hello from parent. Then you have written wait null. Wait null will wait until unless one of its children is successfully completed, right? Then when you see this particular statement, so you are giving a signal to the children. So children will execute sc hello from child, right? After this, the children having a copy of your program, if it is having a copy of the program, then it will print die, right? Because it will not enter to the else block, but it can enter to this statement, that is by. So the third statement you are going to get, that is by. Now the children process is successfully completed. So its process ID is written to parent. Now the parent will print child has terminated. But after this, again the parent process is also having the by statement. So the fifth statement it is going to print, that is called by. So let us see the output. Is there anyone who is not getting the output like this? Please tell me. First is parent, next is child, next is by, next is child has terminated, the last one is by. Anybody getting different thing, please write in the chat window. Yes, those who are getting, that is fine. Those who are not getting, please write so that we'll discuss. So I hope all are getting the same output, right? That's why nobody is writing in the chat window. Okay. So what may be the alternative output? Can anybody answer? What is the alternative output? Assume that child has executed first. So which one will execute first? Hello from child, right? Then printed by. The answer is written by Hemant. That is 100% correct, right? Then you will go to the parent process. Then parent process will call wait null, but already the child has terminated, or you can say there is no child. I told you earlier also there is a statement that if no child process, in this case if there is no child process, then wait returns immediately -1. This -1 indicates there is no children. So that it will create child, it will print city child has terminated followed by the by statement. Okay. Now it is not only sharing the child information. What this wait system call is doing, it is giving, not only giving a signal kind of thing, right? So child status information, the status information about the child reported by wait is more than just exit status of the child. Whether the child is successfully terminated, unsuccessfully terminated, or child is not there. Apart from that also some of the informations are also sent to the parent. That we already discussed, that is normal and abnormal termination. Termination cause means the error code is also transferred to the parent so that the parent can know that why the error code is generated and exit status. These informations are transferred to the parent. Now coming to this child status information, I will tell you some of the extension of wait system call. Like we discussed EXEC extension. I told you EXECL, EXEC BP. I told you what is the meaning of these things. Similarly, here for find information about status, we use WIF macro, right? This macro, if you are interested in system programming, there is a subject, it is not there in your syllabus. It is offered in IIC Bangalore also and IIT Madras also, system programming. So there we are using various macros. You can design a compiler also, right? So this here we are using WIF macro. So this macro consists of several things. Just I am telling you, we will use this commands, right, or these macros in a particular program. WIF exited within bracket status. If you write this one, child exited normally, right? We'll see in the program, it is more clear. Next is we can write W exit status within bracket status. Okay, it return code when the child exits, right? Whenever the child will exit, it will return the code. WIF signaled within bracket status, child exited because the signal was not cut. So whenever you are calling a, let's say, child, the child is not able to do anything, right? Or you are calling EXEC, child is, whatever process you are creating, that process is not able to replace. So there, in that case, we can use WIF signal. Next one is WTERM signal, termination signal, right? So it gives number of the terminating signal, right? Various signals and various ways of termination. Okay, in which termination you have used, that will be returned by this one. Another two is, another is called WIF stopped. So if you want to stop the child, you can use this macro, that is WIF stopped. And the last one is W stop signal. So if you want to give it, it gives the number of stop signals. Various type of stop signals are there, so you can use it. So in C programming, if you are using, so you can use this code, that is void P signal. It consists of two parameter. One is unsigned signal, SIG signal, and constant character, a pointer S, a character pointer S. Okay, if you want to print the information about any signal, as we discussed here, two types of signal we discussed. Here also you can return a particular signal, right? Terminating signal in WTRM signal, right? Or in this case, we are using WIF stopped, sorry, W stop signal. So if you want to print what type of signal you want to get, so that you can get using this particular function. Now all of you try this program. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Please type this program, then we'll discuss. Is it over? So please, I have not shown the complete code. I mean, you have written the code and you got the output. Those who are not, those who have completed this part, you can write this part, just a main function and call the function. Yes. So see here, there is a main function, right? Inside the main function I am calling a function, right? Wait example, right? Then it will come to this wait example, right? So I am declaring a stat stat to keep the status, right? So the status is 1 is reported by w exit status. Okay, there is a w exit status. If you see here, w exit status is return code when the child exits. When the child will exit, then it will inform, right? So if fork is equal to 0, this is the child process, right? And this is the parent process, right? So whenever you go for the parent process, what is written? Wait address of stat, right? So parent process has to wait. So why you have passed to stat? Just to know that what is the updated status, and this value will be changed to 1, right? This value, the status is 1 is reported by w exit status. It will report when the child is successfully completed. That's why we are using this macro here. It return the code when the child exits, right? Then we are checking, right? Once the child process has completed, exit 1 means what? Here exit 1 means what? I told you just before this program what is exit 1 and what is exit 0. Here I am used exit 1. What is exit 1? Unsuccessfully end. It is completed but unsuccessfully, right? So once it will complete, then I am checking WIF exited. WIF is our macro exited. What is the meaning of WIF exited? Check here. Child exited normally. I am not asking whether it is successfully or unsuccessfully. Just I am checking whether it is exited normally or not. Means even if I write exit 0, there is no problem, right? Yes, it is true. So it is printing the w exit status. The w exit status is your 1. So it is writing exit status 1, right? If it is not there, then you can pass the signal that it is not successfully completed, and the signal name is exit signal. For that we are using w termination signal, WTRN-SIG signal, right? As I already mentioned you, W terminal signal gives the number of terminating signals, right? So as here it is successfully, it is completed, right? It is terminated, so you will get the output as 1. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So there is an assignment, right? The assignment is that you take the help of FORK system call. Just before this whatever we discussed, right? You take FORK system call, okay? And this system call will create multiple child process. This system call will use multiple child process. You create multiple child process. You know how to create, right? Then in each and every child process you give some time limit. The time limit you can give by the help of sleep, SLEEP. Suppose I will write sleep 20, then it will wait for some time. Sleep 30 means wait for more time. Sleep 100, it will give another time, more time, right? Then one of the child, you record the process ID of each and every child. Each and every process having a child, having a process ID. So each children process is having a ID, okay? And you control their execution by the help of sleep. So you know the process is having sleep 100 will terminate at the end in comparison to sleep 10 or sleep 20 or sleep 30 or sleep 40. Then once the children will complete, the parent will resume its work, okay? So while the parent is executing the work, how this resumption happen? Which children has responded, which children has successfully completed, and what is the ID of that particular children, that you have to display in the output. I am repeating the question. You have to create multiple children, display the ID of each and every individual children, control each and every children using the sleep. Okay, and once one of the children is completed, it will send the signal to the parent, so that parent will resume its work. Right? How parent is executing the resume work? After wait statement, you have to write printf statement, so that you can show. And you have to also identify which process, which child process has terminated first. You know that one, but you have to display in the output screen. Is the question clear to you? Is that question clear to you? Okay. So you have to do it, not now. This is the assignment you have to submit by next Sunday, by the coming Sunday. Okay. By night commit Sunday, you have to submit. Okay. Now we know that if more than one child process, just I told you that assignment, more than one child process are terminated, then wait reaps any arbitrary child process. But if you want to reap any specific child process, you have to use the wait PID. Suppose the parent will say that I don't care of child 1, child 2, I am particular about child number 3. As you are using the sleep one, you are using sleep, right? So sleep in the by using the sleep you can control the child, but parent don't want one of the child. Parent want a particular child. Parent don't say that. Parent will not say that if any child will terminate, then I will resume my work. Here I am interested in only a particular process ID, irrespective of the sleep use. For example, I will say the process containing the statement sleep 100. If that process will terminate, then only the parent will resume its work. That you can do by the help of this wait PID function. Okay. So this is the way you can write PID underscore T, wait PID, child PID, its status. You can take just as you have taken in the previous program, slash status and options. Using this you can do. Now, if you see this one, here we have some options, right? Options parameter. What you can fill here? If 0 means no option parent has to wait for terminates child. Okay. If you fill it by 0, then there is no option for the parent has to wait for the terminate the child. But you can also give different kind of flags. If you give different kind of flags, flags means the value you can set. The value has specific meaning. Right? For example, if W, you can use WNOHANG flag means parent does not wait. If child does not terminate, just check and return the wait PID. So it is not block parent process. So parent will not wait. Just we will see the ID of the children. Okay, if children is not terminated, it may happen that there is some statements you have written in the children. Okay, let's say infinite loop kind of thing. Child does not terminate. Okay, if child is not terminating, here you can, what you can do, you can return the process ID so that parent can resume the work. Otherwise parent will be blocked until unless the children will complete. Okay, so parent will not be execute, right? That's why we are not blocking the parent process. And this child PID is -1. Then any arbitrary child, here the wait PID work is same as your wait work. Wait works. Difference between the wait and wait PID is that wait PID you are particular to a particular child. You are pointing to a particular child. But in this wait work, we are not pointing to any particular child, rather than we are saying that any child is okay for the parent. Right? So this wait PID of the child will be returned if the child has exited. 0 if using WNOHANG, right? And child has not exited. If child is not exiting for a long time, or it want to block the parent, then you can use WNOHANG, right? WNOHANG. So try this program. Try this one. Anybody completed? So in this program, if you see, we have used sleep. Anybody completed? Okay. So the code is not completed in this slide. The same code you can write as for the previous program. There is a main function. Inside that main function, you are calling wait example, right? When you call the wait example, you can see here I have taken the status stat and a loop variable I, and as you are using here we are writing PID is a array, right? Because I want to take multiple process, right? That's why I have taken an array. Okay, here I am creating the fork. Okay, I am checking PID of I, first process, is equal to the system call fork. Okay, is equal to 0 or not. In which case it will 0? In the child process case, right? In the parent process case it is not 0, but child process case it is 0. So in this process what we are doing, we are using wait PID, right? Wait PID. So wait PID is pointing to whom? This wait PID pointing to a particular, wait PID is pointing to a particular child, right? Right. So this wait PID having three things: PID I, status, and 0. I told you in the previous cases also. If this value 0 means no option for the parent has to wait for terminate the child, right? Then WIF exited. WIF exited is nothing but child exited normally. If the child exited normally, then you can enter, right? You are checking with each child, each and every child, right? Next, in the first child case, it will write child ID of the first child terminated with the status of percentage %d. So the status is nothing but your W exit status. For example, exit status you have written here 100 plus I, so 100 plus 1. Okay, I case first is 0, that is 100 plus 0. Second case it is 100 plus 1, 100 plus 2, 100 plus 3, 100 plus 4. That's why you are getting the output. You are getting different child ID, but its status you have mentioned 100 plus I, or somebody written 50 plus I. So that will be the output. But see here, we have not written that this for like in the previous program. If you see, we are not writing any else statement to differentiate between the child and parent process. Whether we are only writing the for system call. Okay, there is no else statement here, right? If the whether the parent will execute first or child will be executed first, there is no such difference in this particular program. Is it clear? So this is the output. From here you will get different child ID. Different, you will get different child ID, but you will get the this counter, that is 100 plus 1, that is you will get the same thing, right? Let exit 100 plus I, 100 plus 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. Is it okay? Is it okay? Or any doubt? Okay. Next two things we will discuss today, right? One process is called a zombie process, right? Zombie process is also called as defunct process. It is very important. In network also you may have studied, okay, or you will study in this semester if you have something called zombie. In network also we call it zombie node, right? So this zombie process or defunct process is a process that has completed execution via exit system call but still has an entry in the process table. I told you about the process table in the last class. Each process is having a PCB, that is process control block, right? And there is a process table in which everything is recorded, which process is created, which process is destroyed, which process is deleted, or which process is replaced. Everything will be there. But this process, if you see, if after completing this process, okay, this process has completed its execution, its work is over, okay, but it has still an entry in the process table. In the process table, still its entry is there, right? So you can write this small program, but here the header files I have written only stdio.h, but you have to write all the header files whatever used in the previous programs and test this program. So quickly you write this program and see what is the output. So if you write this program, then you will know that what is a zombie process. So you have to include all the header files. Here we have here only one header file is added. So all the other header files you have used in the previous program you have to add. So here first let us discuss this program, then we will do. Otherwise I'll set the slide, you can do later also. Okay. We are writing int PID. PID is equal to fork, right? So fork will create this entire program will be copied as a child process. Then we are checking PID is greater than 0 for the parent, PID is equal to 0 for the children. Sleep 30, so it will wait up to some instance of time. Then what it will display? It will display by that time. When you say sleep 30, if parent process and child process executed same time, so what you will get? You will get the output as child process ID. Let's say child process ID is let's say 1000. In child process within 30, whatever pause time you are giving, so within that the child process will able to complete these two printf statement. Then it will print the parent process ID and parent process. So here if you see the process that has completed executions, okay, the process that has completed execution, like children process has completed execution, but if you see in this case it is still alive in the process table because we have not exited that process, right? We have not successfully exited that process. So such processes is called as your zombie process. All of you please try this one. If you will not exit, then what will happen? That process has an entry in the process table. So that process can be called as your zombie process. Can anybody set the output? See, child process is executed, but it is waiting because you have written sleep 30, right? So parent process is waiting. By that time, child process is executed two statement. The child process is this one, and in child process. After 30 seconds, it will print the parent process ID. Yes, now it is printing parent process ID. So are you getting the same thing? Proceed as written. Yes. See this also. Okay. Yes, it is correct, Nandika. Yes, Hassan, it is correct. No, Hassan, in the case you may get, okay. Hassan, your parent process is, how come it is 4502? Your parent process ID should be 4501. Child process ID is 4502. Because parent ID is created first, then the child. Hassan, you check your output. You can see my output. It is 11736 for child, but the parent case just 1 minus, right? But you are getting the reverse thing. Maybe some issues with your printf statement. If it is printf statement, then it is okay. You compile it and run it again, because parent process ID should not be 4502 and child process ID should not be 4501. It may happen if parent is executing first, but it should be parent ID should be parent is created first, right? But in general view, it should be parent ID is less than the child ID. Yes, everybody is getting like that only. Okay, it may happen. It may happen. There is nothing, no problem with your output. But now you are getting correct output. This is a general way. In the most of time you will get, but if you are getting different answer also, it is not wrong, right? There may be some issue in the printf statement. Okay, let us move to the next concept. The last concept today we'll discuss, that is called as the orphan process, right? So orphan process, if you see, an orphan process is a computer process whose parent process has finished. So if you are creating your child process, parent process has finished or terminated, though it remains running itself. So there is a parent process, there is a child process. Parent has successfully terminated, but children is still live. Children is still live. Right? So that is the problem. That process is called the orphan process. Orphan process is that the child is live, but a parent has successfully completed. Right? So you may write this code to see what is the problem with the orphan process. Just the same file you copy and do little bit modification. The same program you copy, like previous program. Same program you copy and do little bit modifications. Just the sleep command I have changed. Okay, so I'm running my program. See here, you are writing the same PID is equal to fork, right? So it is creating a child process. So let us go to the parent process first. Parent process is executing. Parent process ID is 11811. Then it is saying in parent process, right? At the same time, if you see, children process is also running, right? But by the time the children process is running, you have written a sleep statement here. If you see, there is a sleep statement you have written, right? So it will delay the execution of the next statement. So parent, after executing these two statements, parent has successfully completed its work. Parent has successfully completed, right? Because I have not written any wait statement so that the parent should wait. Parent has successfully completed. But at the same time, child is live. The child is printing, child process is this much, okay, ID. There it will wait for 30 seconds. Then it is printing the child process, right? So this is the problem. If you see with the that process is called as a orphan process, because parent has successfully completed, but children has not completed. Children is still alive. Is the concept clear? Orphan process and zombie process.